Hey, what's up, guys? It's almost draft day, so I thought I would take a few mock drafts submitted by my Twitter followers and react to them and give them some grades. So, yeah, I'm not going to blabber on. Let's get into it. This one comes from Motown Fanatic and appears to just be a 3 round mock draft. So, 6th overall, we have Tyree Wilson, 18th, Joey Porter Jr., Jack Campbell, 48th, Jahmyr Gibbs, 55th, and Luke Schoonmaker, 81st. So, just initial reactions. I like it a lot. Jahmyr Gibbs hasn't really been talked about as a potential Lions pick, but I mean, if his name was called, with one of our second rounders, I wouldn't be mad at all. Um, Couple things. I think the team will probably take an offensive lineman in the second or third round. I don't really see them waiting until the fifth to patch that hole. Um, and I also think that Luke Schoonmaker is probably, a guy we can get in the fifth. So that's a bit of a reach. But otherwise, I do like it. I do like it. Jack Campbell's one of my favorite players. Joey Porter Jr., a lot of potential there. Tyree Wilson can theoretically play tackle with, he's 6'6". Lots to like about this draft. Overall, I'm going to give it a B+. This next one is from Devoted to Detroit and is all 6 rounds. And this one, let's see. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. One reason is double offensive line. I don't see a lot of mocks that have us selecting multiple offensive linemen, but that's something I've always advocated for, given the lack of depth. So I'm a huge fan of that. I'm a huge fan of the Dorian Thompson Robinson pick. He is massive, massive upside. I wouldn't be mad if we took him in like the 3rd round, honestly. 2 defensive linemen, one inside, one outside. Darnell Washington. The Lions, they're not too big on tight ends, but I love Darnell Washington. He's massive. He moves like he's, way smaller than he is. He's super strong, super tall. Just Ben Johnson could do wonders with him, whether it's catching or blocking or anything. It's like having an extra offensive lineman on the field, but he's playing tight end. It's crazy. Obviously, Deonte Banks, I'm pretty high on him, very, very athletic, still plenty of upside to go. I love Bryce Ford Wheaton in the 5th. At that range, you're kind of looking for a wide receiver to take a sort of flyer on. And Cam Jones in the 6th, again, yeah, pretty typical Brad Holmes pick. I don't see him taking linebacker very high. So overall, I really love this. I don't really honestly have any complaints. Offensive line depth does it. Backup quarterback, yup. Wide receiver 3 with potential, yup. Tight ends, addresses the defensive line and the secondary, and adds another linebacker to the group. There's nothing really, no real holes that it doesn't fill. So huge fan of this. I'm going to give this an A, maybe an A+. And here we have another 3 round mock with Devin Witherspoon, Bijan Robinson, Drew Sanders, Keanu Benton, and Hendon Hooker. So initial reactions, I love the Witherspoon pick at 6. He's been very high up on my list of guys that I want on the Lions. Very, very tough, physical, gritty, if you will. Bijan at 18 is a little more controversial, sorry, but it's a pick that I really wouldn't hate. I mean, we have Montgomery, but Swift isn't going to be around for much longer, and that would be a really, really good 1-2 punch. Bijan is a special prospect, so I wouldn't mind it at all. Ensure that we're still putting up plenty of points on the board, regardless of the state of the wide receiver room. Drew Sanders at 48, he'd play a lot of edge, I think, with the potential to be a decent inside linebacker, but provides a lot of pass rush punch. So I like him as a prospect. He's pretty fun. Keanu Benton, I love Keanu Benton, as he's been very, very high on my list of fits. Great run stuffer, growing pass rusher out of Wisconsin. Sign me up. I don't really like the Hendon Hooker pick. I mean, I was on board for a while there, but the more I think about it, the more I realize, 25, 26 when the season starts, coming off a torn ACL, played in a very simplistic offense with multiple NFL draft picks. I don't know, man. I just don't know about that one. But I really do like the rest of it. Shore up the defensive line, give us a lethal offensive weapon, and the future of our defensive line and secondary. So overall, I'm going to give this a B. This one is from Michael Jacob, And we're just going to go through this one pick by pick because it is all 6 rounds. 6 overall, we have Tyree Wilson. You know, one of the best, probably, you know, there's not a lot of options at pick 6. If the board doesn't fall the way we want it to, there's not going to be a lot of, you know, great options. But Tyree Wilson, I'd like the pick. I'd like the pick. You know, very big, very strong, inside-outside versatility. I'll take it. At 18, we have Bryan Bresee out of Clemson. You know, I don't think I'd hate it. I mean, it's not number 1 on my... I wouldn't, like, I wouldn't be sprinting to the podium to select him, but I wouldn't hate it, you know? He's got a lot of potential, and at 18, that's probably, you know, pretty good value. Clark Phillips, a third at 48, is probably a little bit of a reach. We could probably get him in the 3rd round, honestly. But, yeah, that's not my favorite pick. I mean, it could be worse, but it is what it is. Luke Musgrave, 55, I do like a lot. The team should be in the market for a tight end. Musgrave fits that. Henley at 81, I don't know if he's going to be available, but I would really like that pick if that was something we could pull off. Former wide receiver, very athletic, very fast and twitchy. Inexperienced, but has a lot of potential and could definitely take some time to learn without the pressure of starting. Chandler Zavala, 152. Give us some interior offensive line. I love it. Chase Brown at running back at pick 159. Again, big fan. Big fan. Chase Brown. He was a game wrecker at Illinois. Very, very good player. Charlie Jones, same thing. Underrated guy out of Purdue. A little bit older, but he's just got the experience, so it's all right. Malik Cunningham out of Louisville. Kind of in that Lamar Jackson mold. Obviously not going to be probably an elite quarterback like Lamar Jackson, but he's got some upside and he would be a decent backup quarterback. He's a lot older than I would like, but, you know, overall, I wouldn't be furious to have him as our quarterback 2 or 3. So overall, this draft, there's some nice picks, you know, like Henley, Musgrave, Wilson, Chase Brown, Charlie Jones. There's some reaches and stuff I don't really like, you know, Clark Phillips, Bryan Bresee, potentially Cunningham. So I'm going to give this draft overall a B-. Okay, this one is from Electro. And 3rd overall, we have Will Anderson. Awesome pick. 18th overall. Yep, we're not doing this. We're not doing this. It's not happening. All right, I think that is going to about do it for today's video, everybody. If you enjoyed, consider leaving a like, consider subscribing. I know everyone says it, but hey, be on the lookout for, you know, plenty of post-draft content. I am beyond excited for this draft in a couple days, and I will be, you know, putting out plenty of content on it, you know, videos, articles, and the like. So definitely, you know, stay tuned, and see y'all around.